The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
What's going on, everybody? Once again, it's your man Ruben up in the house. Welcome to another episode of 5-Minute Warning. Woo! Craziness all over the place. And hey, that's what we do. As you can tell, I'm by myself tonight. It's okay, because we still gonna get down with the get down. So I got a couple things I gotta get off my chest because it's that time of year. And if you've listened to the show for the last, 5+ years, then you already know what stuff's about. So let's go into the first thing. We all know that I do not like Christmas music. I don't know if I say I hate Christmas music, but it is not anything that I love listening to. And I blame a lot of that on working in retail for over 15 years because, it just seems like everybody wants to start Christmas way too early. And I know I've complained and bitched, and, it's an every year thing with me. Some people call me Scrooge. Some people be like, oh, you got that bah humbug today. Nah, it's not really that. I like Christmas music. However, what I don't like is hearing it in October and November before Thanksgiving. Because let's be real. Who in the hell wants to hear all that before Thanksgiving? I'm trying to get my eat on. And I gotta sit here and listen to, all the great Silent Night, In My Mind by the Temptations. I mean, stuff like that. I love Christmas music. I just don't love hearing it in October. Can we get to Halloween, please? I mean, Halloween. This year it was Halloween. Before that has been 1st of November. Silent Night. Nah, man. Yo, F that. I'm not about it. It's too early. And I get it. A lot of people love Christmas music and they want to they'll play that shit all day and all night and all everything. We can play it now, but by now I'm just sick of Christmas music because I've been hearing it for over a month and sometimes a month and a half. I think I mentioned a couple episodes ago, I walked into Walmart at the middle of October looking for something, and the place I was looking for, I mean, it had Halloween. I mean, it had Christmas stuff in it in October. Bro, Christmas is December 25th, and October before Halloween, you've already changed your store up. It's Christmas in October. Nah, player. Christmas is in December. So, like, now for me, Christmas is almost also in July too, because that's my birthday month. You know what I'm saying? So, if you got gifts, you can send it to your boy in July and in December. But that goes without saying. Look, the trees and all that, I get it. I'm not down. I mean, it has ruined everything that I think about. What's going on, Moco Cowboy? So, my stance on eggnog, that shit's nasty. Like, I don't like eggnog. I think eggnog's disgusting. So that's my stance on it. If I'm gonna drink some alcohol, I'm gonna drink some alcohol. I'm not gonna drink something that looks like, I don't know. I don't even know what it looks like. It just looks nasty. It smells worse. And there's nothing about it. And as most of you already know, I am a visual eater. I'm a visual drinker. If it don't look good, if it don't smell good, uh-uh. We don't mess with that shit. Like, nope. Eggnog looks disgusting. If I, it looks like, honestly, when a whole bunch of people put eggs in a blender and they drink that, yo, I get it. You about that protein life and all that. That shit looks disgusting. And that's the way I feel about eggnog. That shit looks disgusting. You know? I'll just take the alcohol out and just drink the alcohol instead of eggnog. And I mean, hey, you can like or dislike my stance on it, but that shit's nasty. And that's just what it is, in my opinion. So, yeah, man, I'm trying to make it through, you know, to Christmas because I love Christmas. I ain't got no kids, I ain't got no wife. So I get it. Christmas for me has lost a little momentum because, when I have nieces and nephews and when they were little, you celebrate them because nothing's better than a child being so excited, is so happy about opening packages on Christmas. That's what it is. And when I was up to like 13, I mean, I have a younger brother. So, I got to live that extended life with that with him. So like, I was like 14, 15, he's like 8 to 10. So like Christmas, I mean, I get up with him and he'd be super happy, all his stuff out there, open presents, stuff like that. I open a few presents I got. No big deal, no big deal. But it was really all about him. And I appreciate the fact that he loved Christmas. So I guess a lot of it is I don't have anything necessarily to tether to, but more importantly, I don't need to see that shit until Christmas time. So I gotta get that off my chest, man. Like, and now that I guess December 1st means Mariah Carey kicks in, bruh. Like, don't get it twisted, man. Mariah Carey is a great singer, and that song that she made, "All I Want for Christmas," she ain't never gonna not get paid on that every year. Never not. She paid forever because for some reason everybody still love that song. That's like 8, 10 years old, and they play it. And if they don't have it, they go buy it. And if they don't go buy it, they download it. And if they don't download it, they just watch it on YouTube. And it's just like, I mean, she will forever make money in life and in death. So her kids, they ain't never gonna have to work because that song in itself is making her so much money. Like, she's probably not even touching that money. That's probably straight for her kids' money. So, like, yeah, but don't get it twisted. I can't do it. I'm trying, but I can't. I'm not a Scrooge. I love Christmas. I just hate what Christmas has become. Christmas has become a 2.5 month saga instead of a day or a week. Hey, when you're a kid, you get out of school for a week for Christmas. Nothing wrong with that. That's cool. As an adult, sometimes if you have the right job, you could take a week off for Christmas. That's cool. I can't, but that's cool. But yeah, man, other than that, I mean, Christmas is dope. Spending time with family. I love spending time with family. I love the family unit and everything that it entails. It's just the lead up to that makes me want to go hurt somebody. And, I'm going to deal with it. And guess what? We all go get to hear about it because, there are things in life I don't necessarily like. However, I would say that's at the top of the list. So that's the first thing that's on my list. Number 2, first thing is kind of whatever this week. The college football playoff. The top 12. I'm mad Miami's not in it. But you know what? I'm pretty happy Alabama's ass ain't in it. And I'm going to tell you why. Look, man, you can talk all the day that they beat 5 SEC teams. I get it. You beat 5 SEC teams. But you also lost to 2 SEC teams that you shouldn't have lost to, and you got boat raced in both of them. I mean, come on. Vanderbilt beat you, and they took the damn goalpost, walked it 10, 15 miles, and threw that shit in the river. That in itself should be like, you ain't never seeing no postseason tournament. And then you turn around, no touchdowns against Oklahoma, and Oklahoma sucked. They got like 6, maybe 7 wins. Like, you're the reason why they're bowl eligible. Yo, you got beat like 24-3. What we doing? And then you got the nerve to sit here and be like, we deserve to be in the tournament for the national champ. You only got 10 wins. And you can sit here and say, well, these other teams didn't schedule blah, blah, blah. And then the Alabama AD came out, was like, we got to rethink about how we schedule blah, blah, blah. Come on, bro. You played one team in Wisconsin, one Power 4 team in Wisconsin. I mean, what happened to the other 3 games that you played out of conference, or 2 games you played out of conference? Like, get out of here, man. We got to rethink that. And now next year you got to play Wisconsin and Notre Dame, and now you not happy because you didn't make the tournament. You know what? You can do a whole bunch of kick rocks. Maybe if you didn't lose 2 games to sub shitty teams, you'd have been all right. I mean, Oregon's gonna boat race everybody. Moco Cowboy, like, who's my pick? Man, Oregon's gonna boat race everybody. That's just what I see. I mean, yeah, the Big Ten championship was close. Okay. I mean, Penn State had like 2 weeks to get ready for it. And they lost by, I think, a touchdown. But Penn State's defense looked like ass. So, like, come on, man. Let's not go out here and fool ourselves like Oregon's got weaknesses. The one thing they can do is outscore you. And good luck to everybody else involved, because, yeah, it's going to be a whole bunch of boat racing happening through Oregon. So, yeah, that's my take on that. You know, I'm happy SMU got in. Hell, I'm happy 2 ACC teams got in. Miami didn't get in, but we got represented. So, you know, SEC, Big Ten, that's what I think about that. So, I know it's real messed up, but, I mean, I'm sick of y'all crying. I'm sick of the SEC crying. I mean, because also, I'm going to hang on this a little bit longer. The AP and the coaches poll need to disappear. Because the reason why I say that is I feel like the CFP is influenced by those polls. If you get rid of the poll, and the first poll you see is the CFP poll, then we know where everybody is. Because there's a whole lot of SEC teams ranked, and half of them ain't shit. There's a whole lot of Big Ten teams ranked, and half of them ain't shit. Like, just because, hey, Penn State, your one game against somebody important, Ohio State, you got fucking boat race. And yesterday, you did okay, but you lost. So the fact that you're even in it and y'all ain't beat no damn body, that's a whole thing together. And then people out here telling me, well, Boise State got a bye. Boise State lost by a field goal to Oregon. Bro, a field goal. Come on, man. Miss me with all that. And then on top of that, Miami should have been in anyway. They lost 2 games. Georgia Tech, Syracuse, 2 really good teams by a total of, like, I don't know, 8 points. Yet Alabama's out here getting boat raced, and they rank higher than them. Man, all y'all motherfuckers can kick rocks. So, one more thing, and then this will be a happy thing. You know, NFL, shout out to the Commanders. We on bye this week. We the real MVPs this week. We ain't play. I mean, freaking Green Bay lost on Sunday. We're 1 game behind them. I mean, the Eagles look like trash today against Carolina. Hey, we see them in 2 weeks. And then on top of all of it, poor Saints. Saints freaking lost their quarterback possibly, and we got them next week. The W stands for Washington. It stands for winning. Nobody else on by one more than us this week. So shout out to us. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to get into some crazy world. I know I ain't done it in a while and stuff like that, but, we'll get this stuff done today. Got a couple stories that are very interesting, and I feel like it reminds everybody how crazy our world really is. So, I don't know if you heard, but 43 monkeys escaped from a South Carolina medical lab, and the police said there is no serious danger. Hold on. First of all, I don't give a damn if 43 roaches left from a medical lab. There's always danger. And these nah, man. What I'm not trying to see is some monkey chilling in my house when I get home. Nah, man. They're quick. They run. They bite. I ain't got time for that. Y'all got time for that shit. But I ain't got time for that shit. So, South Carolina, 43 monkeys escaped from a compound. A compound. Okay. Used for medical research. And the nearby police, she said it was almost no danger to the public. Bruh, they're monkeys, man. There's some dangers. They're not infected with any disease. That don't mean they can't go around fucking with shit that's out there and grab some. And if you see them in your house or whatever, call the animal control or whatnot. They weigh about 7 pounds apiece. They are so young and small. They haven't been used for testing, which means you just put a whole bunch of, I don't know what the fuck this world shit is out here, monkeys, and they're just like a whole new world, man. Real talk, a whole new world, man. I'm gonna go fuck something up. That's all I'm saying, because that's what I would do if it was a whole new world for me. But they say they currently have eyes on the primates and are working to entice them with food. I mean, okay, but if they went a mile away from the perimeter, they gonna eat, which means they gonna bust up to somebody's house to eat their food. I ain't got time for that. So yeah, they escaped and they left about a mile outside the compound. So first of all, the fact that they keep calling this shit a compound, I mean, you can say what you want, but a compound, that sounds like some slave shit right there. And you're right, Mo Cowboy. 39 have been recaptured. What about the other 4, man? Those are motherfuckers you need to be worried about. Because those cats, what was it? Gremlins. You put water on one and turns into Spike. Yeah, that's those Spike motherfuckers right there who literally plan to go out and take care of business. So, yeah, man, all I'm saying is they've captured most of them, but there's still some out there. Yeah, man. If you see a random monkey in South Carolina, please don't mess with it. Call somebody. Call the animal control. Have them come get them, man. Don't lure them in with food. I mean, it's 7 pounds, man, but guess what? You ain't catching ass. So, another reason why I ain't never gonna live in South Carolina. Aha. That's right. The guy in Ohio who committed suicide by exotic zoo. That story was wild. And I mean, they're special. What's going on, Black Patricia Adams? How you living today? Rubik's Cube. Wow. That's what we're doing? All right. That's some old elementary, high school shit right there. I see you though. So, next story is, look. People say Virginia is the South. I'm sorry. I talk too much about South Carolina. Better watch out for those monkeys, girl. Better watch out for those monkeys. They will come get your ass. So, the South is a little crazy. They said Virginia's in the South. Virginia apparently is more of a tweener state. You know, if you were in like Southwest Virginia, then you're in the South. However, if you're in Northern Virginia, hell no, they don't want nothing to do with that shit. So I call us a tweener state. But I mean, if you're in Georgia on New Year's Eve or New Year's Eve, yeah, 2025, you get to watch a building blow up. They're gonna blow up an old hotel to greet it in 2025. So it's in Macon, Bibb County, and they spent $4.5 million to buy a hotel in a federal bankruptcy proceeding. All right, first of all, you spent $4.5 million to buy a building. What? Yeah, $4.5 million to buy a building. I don't understand what that's about. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties trying to fix some stuff up. So then on top of all that, you're gonna blow this shit up on on New Year's Day 2025. But it costs you $2.6 million to blow it up. So hold on. Let's break out the numbers here. $4.5 million to buy it, another $2.6 million to blow it up. You spent $7.1 million on a piece of property, and then here it is. They don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with it. They literally said, we acquired this property to blow it up. The mayor of Macon said that they acquired this property to blow it up. Ladies and gentlemen, if I had $7.1 million to blow up some shit, I would probably do something else for my city. That's all I'm saying. That's what you get for talking about SE. Funny. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Yeah, $7.1 million to blow up a building in your city. So there's a story behind this, though, which needs to be said. Hotels opened up in 1970, and Elvis stayed there. Ooh. But it was never a financial success. Didn't make no damn money. And then the New York banking department seized the hotel in 1991. It was the one asset that was part of the fraud and money laundering scheme linked to the Bank of Credit and Commerce International. The bank was accused of helping Saddam Hussein hide Iraqi oil profits and backing Oliver North's arms deals with Iran. So this is some historical shit going on. Basically, this piece of property, this bank basically said, hey, we will hide your money, Saddam Hussein. Hey, Oliver North, dog, we got you. And your shady dealings with Iran. So it's got some history to it, which makes you wonder, why are they blowing it up? So I guess they didn't like it. It's been vacant since 2017. It was designed by some dude. That's really unimportant. But the quote, we're going to spend a little money to tear that thing down. What? But what you'll see is that it's replacing what will be 100 times on what it's doing right now. It ain't doing shit. And they don't even know how they're going to use the land after they blow it up. Hey, what's going on, Moby?
What's up, man?
Yo, man. What the hell's going on, Georgia, bro?
You talking about they defended our land from Florida.
Well, we ain't got there yet, but so just to bring you in on the situation. So Macon County spent $4.5 million to buy a piece of property an old ass hotel, and it's gonna cost them $2.6 million to blow it up, and they're gonna do it on New Year's Day. They're gonna ring in 2025 by blowing up a building.
What's the problem?
$7.1 million to blow up a goddamn building? Like, what we doing? That's what I'm saying. My problem is,
I mean, what you want them to do with it? You want them to just let it sit there?
I mean, ain't doing that to nobody else. And then they don't know what to do with it.
Okay. No. Let me push back a little bit on this.
Okay, please.
How long has everybody in your hometown, Petersburg, been complaining about that motherfucking hotel that sits right off 95 that ain't been doing shit in like 20 years?
You talking the one they blew up?
The one they've partially blown up.
It's funny that you say that, because I talked to my parents about that last time I was there, and they were just like, "Yeah, that joint's about to reopen." I was like, "What?"
I mean, some people have been talking about buying it and rebuilding it for years, but like, I'm just saying, like, if you just let that shit sit there, it hurts everything. So I know it sounds like a lot of money to blow it up, but if you blow it up, now you have the potential to build something there, or at least you make it appealing for somebody to want to purchase that land back from you to do something with it.
Well, yep, they spent $4.5 million to buy it, and it's gonna cost us $2.6 million to blow it up. And then they're like, "Well, we don't know what we're gonna do with it yet." I'm like, "Hold on, we doing half? We got half a plan? We got 12% of a plan?"
Here's the thing, bro. They don't need to have nothing to do with it, because honestly, what they could do is just now sell it. Because once it's empty, it's worth more empty than it is as it is right now, because they've done all the work for somebody. So I mean, I know it seems stupid. I get it, but the bottom line is, it's wasting more money by sitting there dormant, because it's lowering property value around it. You're never going to build anything. Where if you just, hey man, I'm gonna spend this money to make it a little bit more appealing for somebody else to come by. I get it. It sound like a dumbass thing to do, but it's like, if not, that shit's just gonna be a dead end in that town forever.
Well, it's also near Riverfront, Macon's Riverfront.
Once again,
yeah.
somebody gonna be willing to pay for it once they ain't got to do all that other work.
Okay. So now a couple different things going on. You know, there's a church nearby, less than 2 blocks away. So they're feeling that the explosion could damage the church's historic sanctuary, you know, because that church was built in 1851. I feel that. I think an explosion, you know, of a big ass building might F something up.
Man, they've been doing controlled demolition for decades, man. Tell that church to shut the hell up and watch its property value go up. I mean, look, man, once again, I'm going to go right back to Petersburg. We've seen the church kill an economy for a town before. That's what happened to Petersburg.
True that. Very true.
One church single-handedly killed Petersburg's economy.
Yep.
Because they were unwilling to move across the fucking street.
Yep. F those guys.
And the company was going to pay for it. They weren't even going to have to spend money.
Yep. That's very true. I do remember that. And so, yeah, apparently next year, you know, they're worried about the stained glass windows. I mean, I'm just like, just say you're.
They worry about all the stuff that can be replaced.
Yeah.
And that would be replaced if it actually got damaged.
And then it says they're also celebrating their 200th anniversary next year. You know.
All stuff that could be replaced by their anniversary. If for some unforeseeable reason it actually gets damaged 2 blocks away when we've been doing controlled demolition. I mean, look, we at least know controlled demolition works. I mean, look at 9/11. I mean, I know that sounds really harsh. But I'm just saying, I know that sounds terrible. I'm not saying the planes didn't hit the building. I'm just saying
that might not be the best example, but I'm
just saying I know controlled demolition when I see it. Buildings go straight down. I don't think a building's going to go straight down and hurt the church 2 blocks away. It's not what happens.
They just want to make sure the church don't get blown up on their bicentennial.
Once again, I get that would be reasonable if we had not been doing controlled demolition, you know, for almost 100 years.
And then Moco Cowboy brings up a good point. and blowing it up at midnight is much more fun than some random Tuesday afternoon. I don't know about that. I think it's both ways. Because I can see, you let me know something's blowing up, a building like that's blowing up. I don't give a damn what day it is. I think might go peep it out or at least watch it on TV. I mean,
Once
why not?
again, that's an example of most people understand controlled demolition. It's just some cool shit to kind of see.
Yeah. So cool. Now the third article I got.
I'm sorry, but on a much, because I feel like I was being mean to that church, so I don't want it to come off like I'm being mean to the church. I'm just saying, and this, this is not dark humor. This is just God honest truth. Just tell them to pray about it.
I'm not telling them to pray about it.
I just just pray for protection, man. It's all God's plan, man.
I mean, yeah, if God planned for that church to make it to the bicentennial, it'll be there. A whole bunch of people will be messed up if it don't though. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, man. Faith don't move on fear.
That's so messed up.
I'm not even being mean. I'm just simply saying, like, first of all, the fact that they have this fear is completely unreasonable. If they were across the street, maybe. If they were next door,
2 blocks ain't that far,
bro. 2 blocks is a long way when we know how controlled demolition works. It ain't like they just put TNT at the bottom of the building and let the chips fall where they may. I'm just saying they have structural engineers that know where the controlled explosion should be to make sure the building comes straight down and not go out.
And it is a 16-story hotel, vacant hotel. So I guess they don't know how that shit works, and they think the shit's gonna fall on top of that little ass church. And
I mean, first of all, I get it. They ain't got time to read anything other than the Bible. I get it.
Stop it.
However, they should do a little research before they come with an unreasonable fear. Just do a little research, man.
You're going to hell, man. You're going to hell.
Why? Because I'm being honest about faith and fear not coexisting. And once again, I get it, man. Like, you don't want your church damaged, but you do realize that any damage that comes to your church, they will have to pay for it, and they will get it fixed.
Very true. So
I get it. They're like, hey, we don't want it to happen while we're in church. Cool.
Well, I guess, it's a very interesting point because it is midnight on.
That's what I'm saying.
New
Like,
Year's
so if their complaint was, hey, can we do it when we're not in church? I ain't got no problem with it. I'd be like, hey, that made perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100% in support of that. Like, hey, we don't want to be celebrating New Year's service and hear an explosion outside. I get it. But that's not what their argument is. Their argument is we think it might hurt our church from 2 blocks away.
Well, I hope because usually there are some churches who do ring in the New Year at church.
Once again,
maybe they need to move that day.
No, but here's the thing, Ruben. That's a reasonable complaint. If they're like, hey, we have our New Year's celebration here, can we not do it at midnight when we're doing our New Year's celebration? I will be 100% in support of that. But that's not what they said. They said it might mess up our building. Like, I can be on their side if they give me a reason to be on their side. But if they just pulling stuff out their keister.
Oh my gosh. Jesus. We're gonna have to follow this story. I kind of want to watch it now. Because God knows I'm not watching fucking anything else on New Year's. For real. I might watch this shit though. They need to put this on the internet. We'll have to follow this story. We got to follow up on this story.
I might have to hit some of my cousins up down there, man. Just be like, hey, what's going on, man? What y'all complaining about?
Do you recognize the church? The name of it? It is.
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
I thought I mentioned it because I saw it.
I mean, just it don't matter what name you say. I'm not gonna know.
Christ Episcopal Church.
Once
That's
again,
for this. Hey, I know, but it's gotta keep it
that
going.
church could be in any town in any state on any day.
Very true. Very true. All right. Last story. Police recover a stolen van with 2,500 pies after a chef's appeal, but they're too damaged to eat. So in London, some thieves stole 2,500 pies that was in a van, and so yeah, they found the vehicle abandoned, but the cargo was too damaged to eat. Now, I don't know what too damaged to eat is, because like, unless it's like all of them all over the place and some shit, that I guess that's too damaged to eat. But if they just smashed a little bit, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but they ain't too. Yeah, I might eat that shit. So, but first of all, I wouldn't eat this shit because it was steak and ale, turkey, and butternut squash pies. So that's a whole bunch of fuck all that.
Hey, bro, you just made that shit up, man.
I did not. I lied to you not.
You just made
I
that
did
shit
not.
up.
I lied to you not. I lied to you not.
Ain't no goddamn way somebody got that type of casserole in the back of a van. Nah, man.
Steak and ale, turkey, and butternut squash pies.
Nah, that's not a real thing.
Well, no, they're different things. They're steak and ale pies, they're turkey pies, and they're butternut squash pies.
Okay,
first of all,
that's still I still feel like you could be making it up, but I thought you were saying it was one big thing. I about to say, oh no.
Now, what I'm not making up is how much it costs. It's been valued at 25,000 pounds, which is about $32,000. What? I don't know any squash that's that goddamn expensive. And yeah, the van was insured and stuff like that. But apparently, this ain't the first time people been stealing food in Middleborough. So, because they crashed, they found the van badly damaged and with stolen license plates. So I guess they crashed that shit. And then it's like, they'll probably crash it because they realized there's a whole bunch of damn pies in it that they ain't eating. And they're like, man, fuck all this shit. This shit's nasty. And that sort of thing. But this ain't the first time, right? Because in October, they stole 1,000 wheels of cloth wrapped artisanal cheddar weighing 22 metric tons and valued at 300,000 pounds or $390,000. That was swiped from London's Neil Yard Dairy. First of all, cheese shouldn't be worth so much goddamn money. Let's just be real. That's a lot of goddamn cheese, and that's a lot of goddamn money. And that's crazy. 22 metric tons of cheese. Do you know how many people probably can't take a shit after eating that cheese? That's a lot of damn cheese.
I don't think any one person is eating all of it, man.
But 22 metric tons of cheese, I can't even imagine what that looks like. That's a lot of shit. For real. That's a lot of goddamn cheese, man. And so, and to be worth $390,000. Crazy. And then I guess Jamie Oliver, who's a TV chef, they still ain't found the cheese. And he's like, please, just bring the cheese back. Come on, bro. How do you sound getting on national TV and begging somebody to bring back your cheese? Clearly, the people who stole it know what the shit worth. And they're trying to keep it long enough for the streets to get cold so they can sell that cheese. Like, I don't know how you unload 22 tons of cheese. Like, how would you do that? Is there a buyer for that out here? I guess maybe.
I mean, somebody buying the cheese, man.
I mean, damn, 22 metric tons of cheese. It's like damn cheese, bro. And I guess it's wherever the dairy is. I guess that's fancy dairy, so it's fancy cheese. And they're just like, oh, you begging for us to bring it back? That means this cheese must be worth something. Two things I never thought I'd ever say about cheese. More so that this cheese is worth something. What? I just didn't realize, man. I mean, I guess everything's got a price, and even cheese. That means they must got them good cows or some shit. They got the vegan cows with that vegan making that vegan cheese. I mean, fuck if I know. What do you think, man?
I think you've done a lot of talking about cheese as if you don't realize cheese sells everywhere. Like people buy cheese everywhere, bro.
I mean, they do, but all I'm saying
Yes, I
is,
get it. That's a lot of cheese in one place, but the cheese is gonna sell. Cheese gonna move, baby. Cheese gonna move.
it's just, I mean, because I know there's fencing out for like, for jewelry and for art and all that shit. I just can't imagine there's a fence out for cheese.
Bro,
I guess it is.
There is somebody selling something everywhere. You can't really name too many things that people actually regularly need or want that somebody ain't selling a black market version of it, man. I'm just telling you, it's everywhere, bro.
I wonder if police takes this shit seriously about the cheese.
Because it's a lot of money. Anything. Well, even if the police don't, the feds do. Anything that's a lot of money that the government can't find a way to tax a motherfucker for, they take very fucking seriously.
Well, it is. It's also London, so it's not America.
Once again, anytime a government cannot find a way to tax motherfuckers for large purchases, they have an issue with it.
Yo, man, I got this new cheese, bro. I mean that good shit.
That Gouda.
That Gouda. That's so bad. Yeah, man. The dudes. Yo, man, I got the sample. You want the sample? Come back and see me when you want some more. Like, what the fuck, man?
You know I got that cheddar, baby. You know I got
I got some shit that's better than cheddar, brother.
Here's the thing. It's gonna sound real ignorant because for a long time I didn't really understand this at all. But do you think they sell a lot of American cheese over there?
Probably not.
Because I'm just like, are we the only people that eat American cheese for real?
Yes. Because American cheese ain't fucking real.
It's real to somebody.
I mean, look, man.
Some of us got like 2% dairy, man. So that's shit real.
I'm just saying, like your quote unquote American cheese, man, compared to real cheese, it's like 10% real cheese.
Hey, man,
and the rest is trash.
I'm just gonna tell them, put all my ignorance out there. I just figure it can't be real cheese if Sargento don't sell it. And I ain't never seen Sargento have no like American cheese. And they supposed to be real cheese people, according to their commercials.
Yeah.
So if y'all ain't got American cheese, that shit ain't real.
That's because American cheese is fucking fake, bro. That's just like that fake Louis Vuitton that people be rocking. That's what it is, bro. It's a fake ass cheese.
I mean, I get it that it's fake cheese, but
I mean, they basically take a block of sharp cheese and just like crack, they break it down to the lowest denominator and then they cut it with whatever chemicals and shit they want to put in it. And that's how they make American cheese. That shit's terrible. I fucking hate American cheese, man, with a passion. I really don't like American cheese. Call me bougie.
I mean, I ain't calling you bougie. I'm just saying I've seen you eat American cheese before.
That don't mean. I mean, look, man.
I'm just saying you can't say something awful as you eat it.
Sometimes you don't got choices.
Bro, you always got a choice. Ain't nobody ever came up to you and said, Ruben, you better eat this motherfucking American cheese or I'm gonna slap the taste out you. No, you've made a choice.
First of all, you don't know my life, son.
You're right. I don't know your life, but I'm pretty sure that ain't a part of it. I'm pretty sure ain't nobody holding no gun to your head saying you better eat this American cheese.
Eat that cheese, nigga. What's up? What I say? Nah, but I really am not a fan of American cheese.
See, that's a different statement. That is a different statement.
I mean, because like we eat so like literally, if I go to McDonald's or something, I don't really put cheese on my burger because I know what the fuck cheese they're putting on my burger, and I don't like it. Now, if you at somebody's crib and they made cheeseburger, that's all they got. sometimes you gotta suck it up. I'm not allergic to it or some shit. It ain't a health concern. I just don't like fucking American cheese.
So you mean to tell me when you order a quarter pounder, you say with no cheese?
Yep. And no onions. Fuck all that too. And the reason why the biggest thing is I don't like onions, and I really don't like the cheese either. But more importantly, I know that motherfucker ain't sitting because they kind of gotta make it. Now, the beef could be sitting, but yeah, they got to make that shit from scratch. So I don't really eat a lot of American cheese. Now, sometimes I forget, and I just got to suck it up, because what I'm not going to do is forget and then not eat the food because I've already fucking paid for it. It's like, well, fuck. I'm not going to die off it, but when I got choices, nah. When I buy subs, man, I'll take that white American because I know that's basically cheddar cheese.
Nah, white American is not cheddar. It just doesn't have the coloring in it, man. It's the same goddamn cheese.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that. Moco Cowboy, what do you put in grilled cheese? I don't eat grilled cheese, bro. Yep, that's right. I said it. I don't eat a lot of grilled cheese. I don't remember the last time I had a grilled cheese, to be honest. Maybe like years ago at camp.
First of all, that thick block cheddar does make some good ass grilled cheese.
Yeah,
I said cheddar. I'm very specific about that.
No.
If you got some cheddar, I'm with it.
Yo, man. Here's the crazy part, man. I'm sensitive about a lot of shit. And the one thing I'm really sensitive about is like oil, man. Like, don't get it twisted. I like eating fried things. I fucking hate the oil. I hate it. And it's just, I don't fuck with grilled cheese. One, because 9 times out of 10, that shit ain't sharp cheddar. So what am I doing? Then number 2, I mean, if I gotta cook it myself, I'd rather throw a piece of ham or something in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But if I ain't got it, man, I'll just eat. Like, honestly, I will eat I will cut sharp cheddar cheese up and eat that shit before I put it between 2 pieces of bread. That's a whole lot of butter and a whole lot of fat. And I'm already fat. So, and the oil, I just can't. I don't know. It sucks. Oil on my hands. It sucks. I don't know why. I'm weird. So, yeah. But yeah, man, food shit. What are you going to do? Stop stealing the food, London. Damn it. People trying to make some money. So, man, did you happen to do a foreign affairs? Because if not, I got one.
I mean, first of all, I'm kind of curious to see what you got.
Okay. So, we decided today we're going to do some old shit. And, we got foreign affairs now.
Hold on. I can't let you do that, man.
Please introduce foreign affairs.
No, I'm just saying, I just can't let you do that. I can't let you make a disingenuous statement and then talk about something that is personal to me. Like, I can't let you say we decided when we had no fucking input. You put that shit on the agenda. There was no we decided. I'm just saying that's disingenuous. Like,
my bad.
Decided that we want to do some old school shit.
Exactly. I decided. And AG had some technical difficulties. I wish he was here because I would have loved to have a Hey Ladies tonight, but he's not here, so sad face. We'll catch up with him next week. Hopefully he can get his technical difficulties sorted out. So,
but yeah, the bottom line is foreign affairs is all about the Republic of Florida. I'm just saying because, and everybody knows that the U.S. actually stops at Georgia and a piece of Alabama. Just U.S. stops at Georgia. That's. I mean, I ain't always a fan of Georgia. I'm just saying they're not perfect, but I mean, I do got to say, hey, we've given them a difficult job because they have to protect us from Florida, and that's sometimes that shit gonna bleed over, man. Like it just happens.
And Moco
Like
Cowboy is very right. Yeah.
South Georgia is its own place. I'm just saying South Georgia is different than the rest of Georgia because I mean they got to deal with Florida on a regular basis. Like it's right there.
Gotta keep that shit out, bro. Gotta keep
But
that
yeah,
shit out.
U.S. stopped to Georgia.
And you're right. I don't take our southeast border security seriously.
You don't, man.
Because I mean, look, man, they're proving that they let some shit in. And ever since Nick Saban left, man, I don't know who the fuck's running shit down there because the man who's running Alabama right now let a whole bunch of shit in. So like,
I'm just saying, man. Like Kirby Smart is doing the best he can at Georgia, and like honestly, man, like they're not doing a great job. They're gonna let some shit in, but like there's a lot of Florida. I'm just saying you gonna miss some of it. And look, everything from Florida ain't bad. The problem is it need to stay in Florida, and some people just don't know how to do that. Like, look, I mean, Florida has given us a lot of great things. I mean, Disney World is kind of cool.
If you like Disney, it's interesting.
People say South Beach is dope. I mean, I've been there and I didn't have the same experience that everybody else had, but that's because I experienced South Beach as a broke nigga, and I'm sure it's completely different for people who have any assortment of wealth. Like, I mean, broke nigga changes things. Like when you ain't got no ends, like. I mean, the coolest place on earth might not be cool to broke nigga. Like, and so I didn't experience it the way that some people do. But look, I hear it's nice. I hear it's nice. Look, they gave us T-Pain. I'm just saying, like, I like T-Pain. It's okay for him to migrate out. You know, hey, look, let's be honest. I mean, musically, Florida has been a little bit better to us than Canada. I'm just saying. Like,
True. I mean, the Hurricanes in Miami. That's good out of Florida.
Yeah. I guess
it's better than the Dolphins.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I'd hang my hat on, Miami Hurricanes football. Like,
Universal's good.
I ain't mad at Hurricanes. I mean, hell, my brother went there. So my brother's a Hurricane, so I'm not shitting on it. I just don't know if that's the example that I would give as like a great import that we receive from Florida. Like maybe like 20 years ago, you could have said Miami Hurricanes.
Maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah, 25. We'll give it 25.
Okay, that's fair. I'm fair.
2000. They were still.
Yeah,
it was the second version. Yeah, it was the second version.
Yeah. Then after that shit, it just went down here. So what you call Universal's pretty decent. I like Universal.
Once again, Florida has given us some great things, so I don't want anybody to hear me say U.S. stops at Georgia as if like I'm indicting all of Florida. I'm simply saying,
hey, we got to import some shit.
Even your people from Florida realize they in fucking Florida. Like they know what the fuck going on down there.
So I do have a question before we get into all this. Is Trump gonna put the is he gonna put the tariffs in Florida? Or did he make a deal with the governor?
I don't know. Like I'm just saying, like I who knows, man. You got two little dick motherfuckers arguing with each other. So that's what Florida is. It's the little dick orange nigga versus the short little dick nigga in Florida. Like that's what they are.
Hilarious. So I got a joint today. It's called Florida Man Denied Entry into the USAA Building, Puts on a Helmet and Drives Car to Facility.
Sounds about right to me.
So Robert Beatty, 70 years old, fuck protecting the innocent, went to the guard gate at the USAA office. They even put the address up there. Shortly before 2:15, and demanded to be let inside. I repeat, demanded to be let inside. After guards refused to let him inside, officers say he put on a helmet, drove recklessly through the parking garage, and damaged several fences on the property. Two people in a marked SUV tried to block him in, but police say he intentionally reversed and struck their vehicle to create space. When the officers arrived, they found him on the third floor of the parking garage where he was taken into custody. Nobody was injured. He was charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, a felony count of burglary of the occupied structure. Not sure what that's about. And another felony count of criminal mischief of $1,000 or more. Set his bond for $15,000. And they asked for a lower amount because he's lived in Hillsborough County for 21 years. And his source of income is Social Security. And nah. So right now we're just waiting. He did that shit in on the 4th of December. So I guess he's still in jail. What do you think?
Florida.
Old dude too, man. He like super old.
I mean, Florida. That's
Let me see here.
there's a lot of make America great in Florida. Like it's a whole bunch of old white people who really, really, really want America to be as it was. You know, where old white man could just demand stuff and people had to do it.
There he is. Old white man. I didn't even tell you he was white.
Here's the thing, man. Florida. In Florida, there's usually a distinction between the old man crimes of white man crimes of Florida and the young nigga crimes of Florida. Like they're just they're both extreme. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying you usually can detect which one. They don't have to describe the assailant in Florida for you generally to get a good picture of who it is.
I just thought it was interesting that this motherfucker said safety first and put on the helmet before he started running through shit.
I'm just saying he was like, look, I gotta fuck some shit up, but I'm not trying to die.
All because they wouldn't let him in the building.
I mean, look, he demanded to get in the building and he was trying to get in the building. Like, I kind of respect the nigga. He was like, you gonna let me in this motherfucking building one way or the other. Like,
but then he went to the parking garage instead of the building. Like,
I mean, I guess he figured his vehicle would help him get into the building. I mean, look, I've never accused most of the criminals in Florida of thinking shit through. I'm just look. Here's the thing: when we hear about Florida crimes, it's usually never like a brilliant scheme.
No,
it's usually some dumbass shit where you're just like, they couldn't have thought that was gonna work. Like if you describe like a well thought out planned scheme, I would think it either had to do with the politicians in Florida or that it happened somewhere else. Those would be the only two options.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. You know, there's a new thing called Florida Woman now.
I mean, yeah, that's just because, you know, feminist movement, man. They don't want to let men have anything. It's, you know, equal. We got to be equal. Which is crazy. It's like, why would you want to be equal on some things? Like, I don't want to be equal. I'm just saying, like, as a black man, I like having equality with white people too, except on some things. On some things, I'm like, nah, like y'all got it.
Y'all got it.
You can keep that. You know what I'm saying? You can keep that shit. Like, nah, we good. We good.
Oh shit.
I mean,
awesome.
Look, man, that's I guess that's a semi-interesting Florida story. And the reason I say semi-interesting is because like it's Florida. Like the thing that amazes me about Florida is it's not really just the crimes that happen. It's like the people who do the crimes there are like so unaware of like how crime works, like or how like you know, like what I mean by that is like, yo, if you're trying to do a crime, Like most people who do crimes, their ultimate goal is to get away with it.
Very true.
Like most people don't try to do a crime to get caught, because that's weird. Like, I would say it's stupid, but no, I'm not even gonna say it's stupid. That's just weird. Like, even a dumb person tries not to get caught. They might be very bad at not getting caught, but they at least make an attempt not to get caught. Like here's the thing, man. There's a Florida man news story that literally just popped on CNN. I'm sure it just popped on CNN.
Okay.
So there's an old white guy. Once again, I'm gonna start. But I didn't even need to say old white guy, but I'm gonna say old white guy who right now is trying to do what a lot of old white men get away with, which is using the stand your ground. So basically, he shot somebody. I'm trying to use the stand your ground thing. Now, he is being charged with a hate crime because
wow,
the young man he shot was a homosexual man.
Okay.
Now, he's saying it was self-defense. I don't know what happened. He started hitting me.
I saw that story.
Once again, he's saying, I don't know what happened. He started hitting me, and he was asked, well, did you tell him to stop hitting you? I don't remember. I just shot him.
I couldn't.
They asked, were you afraid that he would have further harmed you? Yes. Okay. How did the incident start? He was being aggressive towards me. Now, all of this seems reasonable in a vacuum. Here's the problem. There were witnesses who all heard him saying homophobic slurs. He sent homophobic text messages to his friends about said individual. Sent messages telling people basically some drama's gonna go down. And now you're gonna say, but I feared for my life. I was only aggressive towards him. I only used homophobic slurs towards him because of how he treated me. Once again, you don't know how crime works. Because if you were in a dark alley and it was just you and him, man, you can make the story however you want it to be.
Exactly.
It's just y'all two. But you got witnesses, you got electronic trails, you got people that are holding receipts about you calling him homophobic slurs. But now you're gonna old white man this thing and be like, I feared for my life. They did the autopsy because he said the guy was on top of me hitting him. They've already done the autopsy, and it's like, there's no way this guy could have been on top of you when you shot him. It's not physically possible with the evidence. But man, he was scared for his life, man. Like,
he white man that shit.
Yeah, man. He was like, hey, look, man, stand your ground, baby. Like, because here's the thing. He probably he might as well have just said, I was afraid I was gonna catch it.
Catch
and they'd
what?
Been like, what? I thought he was gonna give me that gay. I mean, honestly, because essentially that's kind of what it sounds like. He's like, hey, man, I was afraid.
That's so
messed up. I was afraid that gay was gonna hit me, man. He was within 6 feet, and if COVID could spread like it did, I know that gay got to be able to spread.
Oh my God.
Now, I'm not making light of it because he's homosexual. I'm simply trying to make light of it because that's
what the dude was probably thinking.
How do people not understand? And here's the thing. I say people because I'm pretty sure this white man going to get off. He's not going to prison. Or they're going to give him some manslaughter because he sent messages, which makes it premeditated.
Yeah. He woke up. He woke up choosing violence that day. Oh, that's hilarious.
But he's old, he's white, and they're probably the worst, maybe like involuntary manslaughter.
They're gonna put him on house arrest.
Yeah, like I mean, but you know, and I guess that's not exclusive to Florida, but Florida is one of the places where they really lean into that stand your ground thing. And really, they just need to change the name of it. It needs to just be like, but I'm white.
But I'm white.
Instead of calling it the stand your ground rule, like, but I'm white.
But I'm white. But I'm white. Wow.
Like, hey, did you shoot him? Dog, I'm
Yeah.
white.
Yeah. The fuck you think?
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, he had pigmentation. I do not. Hence, I was scared.
I was scared for my life. I needed to save him.
Because much like being gay, apparently some of them white people are also scared that pigmentation might spread. We got to stop it. We got to cut it off at the source. I was threatened by his pigment. He looks like he can stand in the sun for hours without getting burnt. I gotta kill him. That's scary.
That's
to somebody who have to experience sunburn. That's probably scary. Like, he's like 70% less likely to get skin cancer than me. He's got to be a threat. Got to be.
It's got to be a threat. Oh shit. Oh my god. Hilarious.
But yeah, like I said, I figured somebody would have seen it because I knew that shit flashed on CNN. And
I saw that shit, man. I was like,
yo,
I looked I couldn't get a handle on it for real because there was so much going on. I was like, if I can't explain it, I shouldn't talk about it.
I'm probably not explaining it accurately, but I'm kind of explaining it the way they said it happened. Like,
yeah, no, you're pretty much right.
Ground. I stood my ground. He was attacking me. Okay. But why was he attacking you? Or was he really attacking you? Because the evidence don't show he was attacking you. It shows it might show that he hit you, but I mean, it don't show what you did.
Yeah.
He wasn't on top of you. He wasn't hitting you enough for you not to be able to pull out that burner.
And I mean, you shot him like, 10 feet away. Like, what the fuck?
I'm just saying. Look,
unless he's got the go gadget arms.
I don't know the victim's, story, size, stance, nothing. But I do see a picture of this old white man. And I do know if I was punching this old white man, there's no way on earth he'd be able to get a gun out. This wouldn't happen.
Nah, not at all.
It wouldn't be able to happen. If I'm hitting this motherfucker, he's not gonna grab a gun. Now, well, at least not in that same day.
It took him 2 weeks to heal up.
So when he comes back in consciousness and they explain to him what happened, maybe he'll then grab a gun in a few weeks.
Yeah.
But the same day, as I'm hitting him, getting to a gun, nah. I'm not saying I'm like, Debo and that. I'm not saying I'm a bully or anything. I'm just saying, nah, man, just can't see it. I just can't see it.
Nah, man. Sometimes that's the reason you need. Nah, man. Yeah. Hilarious. Awesome, sir. See, you do it much better than I do. I am happy that at least my article was remotely decent and to your standard. So I appreciate that. But yours was way better. So that's because you're the master.
Man, I'm not the master of Florida Man News. Like, the internet is the master of Florida Man News. Because I'm just saying that because there's also a story that's popping up where a Florida man who was half naked and high on meth broke into a home.
Saw that too.
To steal carpet cleaner.
Yep. I was
like, bro, you were so high that the only thing you could think of getting was some carpet cleaner
with no clothes on. How about you go steal a pair of pants, motherfucker? Ladies and gentlemen, he's not making that shit up. He's so not.
And here's the thing, man. I hate to assign race to everything. I do.
We all know what that was about. Yeah,
but it's just like, hey, look, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why anybody ever volunteers to do meth. I'm just saying, like, look, back in the day when white people did cocaine, I was like, look, I'm not sniffing no book of sugar, but I'm just saying, like, I kind of got the appeal. It was a party drug. Like, hey, we're gonna sniff this coke, we're gonna get high shit, and we're gonna have a great fucking night. But who ever seen anybody do meth and thought, that's what I want? I want to have that experience.
I mean, I've never seen people on meth end positively.
It's once again, I've never like so when somebody chooses to do meth, I'm like, have you never seen the way somebody looks on meth?
I mean, less than zero, man. Like that movie made me not want to do any drugs. Watching fucking Robert Downey Jr.'s ass. I mean, the dude was sucking dick for coke, man. I was done after that.
Here's the thing, Ruben. I'm not saying that coke is any lesser. I'm simply saying, if we're really being honest, cocaine has been a party drug for rich people for a long time. Because people tell me, hey, you do some cocaine, you know, women get frisky, everybody's having a great time. And, you know, I can at least see a scenario in which somebody would be like, hey, that seemed like them motherfuckers was having the time of their life.
Yep.
But I ain't never
Not
seen
on meth.
somebody
Hell
on meth
no.
or crack where I've been like, you know what? I think he's having a good night. I'm just saying that looks like an exciting good time.
I agree. I've never seen that shit either.
So when I hear, it's really hard for me to empathize in the way that I probably should towards people who clearly have a problem. But as soon as they tell me he's hooked on meth, I'm just like, man, he just made a bad decision to start.
Yeah.
I get that now he's got a problem and he needs help. But I'm always wondering, what was that first experience like? Did somebody make him do the meth and he got hooked? Because I'm like, hey, that's different.
Yeah.
But if a motherfucker sat there on a Friday night and his boy was like, hey, let's do some meth, and he was like, that sounds like a great idea.
I can honestly say, never have I ever.
I challenge anyone out there to tell me about any time they've seen anyone on crack or meth in which it looked like they were having a good time. Because I'm going to let you know, I've been in some parties where motherfuckers was on cocaine, and I can honestly say, hey, that dude looked like he was having the time of his life.
Ballin'.
Yeah, I would never want to be that guy. But damn, he looked like he was having the time of his life. I've seen motherfuckers on acid, and I'm just like, that shit looked trippy. But he looked like he was blissful. Like, it wasn't like...
It was cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I say cool, but he didn't
look
like he was down bad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see him get stuck. I didn't see him get stuck and fall sideways like the time I saw somebody on meth. Like, just literally, he was just standing there, turned to the side, fell down, started convulsing, and like 20 minutes later got up and was like dragging. And I'm like, you chose to do this. Like, this is what you wanted at first. Once again, I'm not talking about the people who are already hooked and now they just got a fucking problem. I'm always curious about that first experience. Who convinced you? What did you tell yourself? And I get some people, and I get it. Some people are like, hey man, I was just in a bad place and I just didn't want to feel that. And my thing is like, when I'm in a bad place, you know what I don't want to do? Make it worse. Look, and once again, I realize that's me not having correct empathy. But I'm just like, yo, if you tell me, man, I was in a bad place, so I just drank until like I couldn't remember shit, I go, that's relatable. If you go, man, I was just in a bad place, so I was like, I'm just gonna smoke some weed and act like I ain't got no problems in the world, that computes. If you're like, hey man, I was down bad and I was like, man, I'm gonna sniff this cocaine and I'm gonna just ride this white mountain all the way to the top. All right, I mean, not my decision, but I get it. That sounds reasonable. But if you're like, man, I was down bad and that crack rock was just sitting on the table and I was just like, shit, why the fuck not?
It was calling you.
No, it can't be calling you if you ain't never done it. Or if that person like, you know what, man? I was looking at Kelly over there who's been doing meth for months, and she ain't got no teeth, and she's skinny, and every time I see her, she looks like she's looking for the next dick to suck. So since I'm having a bad day, I feel like meth is the way to go. I just don't get it.
I don't
And,
either.
and for anybody who thinks I'm like making light of like the real drug problems that people have, I promise you, that's actually not what I'm doing. I really just have a hard time processing how did the habit start. Now, once we're there with the habit, I get it, man. It's a problem. It's sad. It's tragic.
Yeah,
It doesn't just hurt that person; it hurts everybody around them. But I'm always just real curious about what was day one like. Like, what was the day one experience? How bad would my day have had to have been for me to turn to meth? And I don't know if that day exists for me.
It had to be really fucked up.
Once again, I don't know if that day exists for me.
I can't help
And
you on that.
it's going to sound like some more dark humor, but it's not. It's not. But I'm like, if you've had that bad of a day, suicide makes more sense to me than starting to do meth.
I mean,
because essentially it's the same thing, except one is dragging it out.
Yeah, there's no winners from meth. Nobody's winning. I mean, I guess a dealer, but
I mean, is the dealer winning?
I mean, you killing off your people.
Exactly, because the dealer is constantly playing catch up.
Yeah, you killing your money supply.
Like the person who's like selling cocaine, he's selling it to well-off people who are the only time he loses that customer, for the most part, is when that customer go broke.
Oh, I mean, they can OD too, but still.
Once again, I say usually, but they're usually losing their clientele because somebody went broke. Meth, they're losing their clientele because of meth. I'm just
I mean, you're not really lying.
I mean, look, man, there still are, but back in the day, there were a lot of like functioning cocaine people. Like there still are. I promise y'all, most of y'all know somebody who's done cocaine or is occasionally still doing cocaine, and you might not be none the wiser.
Yep.
I'm telling you, like when me and my boy Ike was at a party and some chick just did some cocaine mid-sentence and kept talking, and we was just like, bitch just acted like we ain't see her just run a line of coke in front of us. Like, and the thing is, nobody even flinched. Me and Ike had to look at each other for confirmation.
I know they used to that shit.
I know we've been drinking, and I just need to know that somebody in this room saw that shit too.
I mean, that's Susie. She does that shit all the time.
I mean, and that's how I felt. Like everybody was just like, hey, that's bitch do. She do some coke and keep talking.
I mean,
and I was just more bothered by the fact that she did it in the middle of her sentence. and I know I'm nitpicking about that, but it happened in the middle of the sentence.
I mean, I don't think
she was like, man, that party was good, but I don't know what we're gonna do later. I'm like, wait a minute, bitch, you just the cocaine was your comma? You're supposed to put a period there, do your coke, let some transition happen, and then go back to talking. That cocaine can't be your comma. It wasn't even a semicolon because there was no capital letter afterwards. It was just sniff and keep the sentence going. It happened so smooth that I probably took about 15 seconds to actually look around to find somebody who was looking like me, and that person just happened to be Ike. Because we was looking around, I was like, and he made eye contact with me, and we did like the little head thing. Yep. Yeah, we saw that shit. So basically, we telepathically was like, yeah, I saw that shit too.
It's time to get up.
We're gonna get on out of here, bro. This is not where we're gonna end up tonight. Not the move.
Yeah, I can definitely say that. So awesome. Well,
Yeah, don't do meth. That's the moral of this long
Don't
monologue.
do
man.
anything. What the
Don't
fuck?
do meth.
Don't do any
meth.
drugs. Shit. But if you're gonna pick one, just not do meth.
I mean, look,
pick weed, bro. Just
once
smoke weed.
again, there's nothing that resonates with meth. There's nothing that makes me feel like, oh, I can relate to meth.
You stupid, yeah. All right. What's on your mind, Moby?
Not doing meth. I mean, I've been talking like honestly. And look, man, I have seen some things in my day. I was in the 80s. I was around for the crack epidemic. I may or may not have known somebody who had the crack house. I may or may not have been related to that person. I may or may not have been across the street from the house. I may or may not have not been allowed to go towards that house. So I've seen, allegedly, people just, cracked out. I've seen it. So maybe that's why, from my young experience, I was just like, ain't shit appealing about that. I have been around most drugs in some point in time in my life. Not saying that as something like, that I'm bragging about. I'm just simply saying that I have seen people in my day do drugs. And I will say the two things that just do not seem appealing to me are meth and crack. Just don't see it. Nope, I'm going to give that a thumbs down since it popped on the screen. There you go. Yes, that is meth. Thumbs down.
So, KB Yako's got a very good question. How does one even do meth? Pipe or needle? Isn't that pipe?
First of all,
don't you smoke meth?
My general rule is if it requires a pipe or a needle, your ass don't need to be doing it. So the correct answer to KB Yako is no. The correct answer is always no.
If you just can't eat that shit, you should be messing with. I have no idea either. I really just but I don't know why I would have a clue. I don't need to know how to do it.
I'm simply saying meth is a pipe. But I'm just saying, I'm simply saying you don't need to do it.
I mean, they made a whole TV show about creating meth to get paid and watch. I assume like it followed people. But I can't imagine it was saying, hey, meth is good.
I mean, I don't know what they talk about with meth. Like I don't know the hot button items for meth.
The hot button items.
I mean, I'm just saying, like I don't know what I don't know the meth terms. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't down with the lingo.
I don't know nothing about none of it. So I can't help
I'm just simply saying the rules are.
But I think you smoke meth in a pipe.
Yeah. Once again, I'm just simply saying the rules are if it requires a pipe or a needle, don't. Simple. Don't.
That's fair. That's very fair. Cool. Is that it? That's all on your mind?
Don't do meth, man.
Don't do meth. All right. Awesome. What's on my mind? I talked about it earlier. Talked about Christmas music, so we're not gonna talk about that. Honestly, I just think that I think people need to stop bitching about shit that they can't do nothing about.
Like meth. Like meth. Stop bitching.
You can do something about it. You just shouldn't. I'll go back to the college football stuff, man. It's like, here's my thing, man. All right. The 12 are done. So, yeah, we got to make some bowl games. Sure. You would think it'd be simple. Hey, the next best bowl gets to pick their people. Awesome. So, Alabama and Miami were 11 and 12. hey, let's pick them, or 12 or 13. Let's pick them to go to a bowl. That'd be an awesome ass bowl. The two people who, they got left out. Let's play it. Let's play each other. Of course not. So, which this did piss me off today. So Miami plays Iowa State, and I don't even fucking know what bowl it is, and I don't really care, to be honest with you. But then on top of that, Alabama plays punk ass Michigan.
I mean, you can say punk ass Michigan, but that's a game that's going to get ratings. I'm just saying that's going to get ratings because Michigan has a big fan base and Alabama has a big base of idiots. Not all you Alabama fans, just.
Well, and I get it. You probably want to do SEC, Big Ten. I mean, but hold on, man. Michigan won't the 5th best team in the Big Ten.
Once again, but it's Michigan. These games, I told you before, these games are about ratings. They're not about the best matchups. They're about ratings.
Yeah, it's the worst. That's all I got to say. This shit's the worst.
And I mean, and look, man, with there being a college football playoff, so now your traditional bowl games aren't played against this conference champion versus this conference champion. I mean, you're really bottom of the barrel in this shit for the most part.
Okay.
If you find a good game, cool. But for the most part, you're just looking for matchups or names. I mean, Baylor, LSU. I mean, those are just two names. The game is what it is.
Sure.
I think one of the bowls is like North Texas versus Texas State. And I'm just like, hey, that's a smart bowl matchup.
Well, yeah. No travel for real.
And I think the bowl is in Dallas too. So it's like, hey, I get it. That's a smart bowl matchup.
The Battle of Dallas, yeah.
That's gonna make money. But I mean, some of them are just like, I'm looking at one. Oh shit, Louisville and Washington. Cool matchup between names. Played in El Paso, Texas. Nowhere near either school.
Yeah. I think this bowl's gonna be really good. Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt, the Birmingham Bowl. That game's gonna be fucking awesome.
Once again, I'm a fan of the way Georgia Tech plays, even though I'm adamantly opposed with any school that ends in Tech.
Yeah, like the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
First of all, let's talk about that name. I'm just saying, like,
hey, Pop-Tarts sponsor.
Who was at Pop-Tarts and was like, you know what we need to do? Sponsor a bowl game.
So,
because who's Pop-Tarts demographic?
Kids.
So they were like, you know what's really going to get the kids going? College football bowl games. That's going to get it cracking in the streets.
Well, here's the thing, though. This is why I will give them credit on. It's in Orlando, Florida, and you bring in Miami. Now, the whole Iowa State thing, I understand that. But that's pretty much a home game for Miami. So it's going to be fed a whole bunch of Miami people and some Iowa State people who want to leave the cold.
Man, they really wanted to get that cracking. It'd have been Miami versus
and Colorado.
I mean, yeah. Or they could have just really did it dirty and just did Miami versus Florida again.
Nah, Florida didn't make it. They didn't get 6 wins.
What? They're in a bowl game.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're playing Tulane.
But they don't want to see that ass.
They're fighting the Green Wave.
But Colorado played BYU because they didn't play each other in the regular season in the fucking Alamo Bowl. And I'm just like, first of all, I mean, it's in San Antonio, Texas. So it's far away from both of them. I mean, Deion Sanders don't want to fucking play in the Alamo Dome.
Shout out to the LA Bowl in Inglewood. Cal versus UNLV. I'm with that.
Yeah, UNLV. That's going to be a good game.
Like I said, I'm with that.
Yeah, I mean,
are we really talking about college bowl games like they matter?
I mean, they don't matter. It's all about. It's really all about recruiting, and I guess.
I guess it's about recruiting, but like as somebody who kind of watches college football, I'm gonna be honest. Ever since they've created a playoff system, it's really just made the bowl games almost unwatchable because I'm just like, I know it means something to the players, like especially like the seniors, people playing out there last game. I know it means something to them, but as a fan, I don't give two fucks about them bowl games. Like,
Yeah,
there's no stakes. Like once they made a playoff, it's like the stakes are just ain't there no more.
true. So the big question is, are there people who are going to play in these bowls, such as, is Cam Ward going to play? I mean, realistically, he probably shouldn't because he's going to be a top 5 pick, probably, or at least top 5 quarterback pick. He's a first rounder now. I mean, because he showed his ass this year, which is another reason why I think it sucks that Miami didn't get into the tournament. But you know what? When you lose to 2 teams by less than 10 points, fuck your schedule. It don't matter. You shouldn't have lost those 2 teams. I get it, whatever. But they ain't out here crying about it like Alabama's crying about it. So, like, I mean, I said it earlier, the fucking AD is now looking at changing the way they do scheduling because, we schedule tough opponents. Bitch, you played Wisconsin this year and 2 other scrubby-ass schools. Like, what are we talking about? Like, you act like you went out here and played like a top 10 opponent. You played fucking Wisconsin at home. And next year you got Wisconsin and Notre Dame. So he's probably trying to get out of that Notre Dame game, because whatever. But yeah, man, how about your team lost 3 SEC games to 2 teams they shouldn't have fucking lost to? How about that? And then the other game you lost was to Texas. Okay, you got your ass beat Texas, but you got motherfucking Molly Womped by Oklahoma 24-3. And then Vanderbilt beat you so bad for the first time in school history that they took a goddamn goalpost, walked that shit 10 miles, and threw that shit in the river. Bruh. And you sitting here talking about, well, we beat all these people. You lost to 2 of the sorriest teams in the SEC. Like, what are we talking about?
I don't know if Vanderbilt was one of the sorriest teams in the SEC.
Man,
I mean, historically,
yes.
Okay.
In this year, they had a good team, and they won like 8 games for the first time in like forever since Jay Franklin was there. So we're talking at least a decade. And then Oklahoma team who couldn't score points, they scored 24 points on you, and then they held your bitch ass at 3. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't understand where you feel like your wins like circumvents those horrible ass losses. Because even Miami didn't have losses that bad. Not in any other teams that, Ole Miss didn't have losses that bad. And they had a better record than your bitch ass. Like, come on, man. And you were 9-3. Win 10 games, qualify. Bitch. You win 10 games, you're probably in. And they kick SMU out, and everybody's bitching about that. But you didn't. You went 9-3, and why are we going to let a 3-loss team up in this bitch? Nah, man, this is for the best, not for we did all right. Hence, once again, you don't see South Carolina bitching, you don't see Ole Miss bitching, and you don't see Miami bitching. It's y'all punk ass who are bitching. So stop bitching. Talking about we got to reevaluate our schedule. Why? I mean, you play shitty out of conference teams anyway. My bad that you got to go and play Notre Dame next year. Ooh. I mean, they're out the first round, so let's just be real about that. Notre Dame's okay. But I stand by my statement that they need to obliterate both polls, and the only poll that should ever come out is a CFP poll when it comes out the first time. Because I think that influences how good people think people are, and those numbers inflate a sense of worth. Now, if you're 9-1 and the CFP says that you're number 9 in the country, all right, that means your whole body of work, you did some shit. But if you're 6-3 and you expect to be in the top 10 because you beat 5 fucking top 25 teams and lost to 3 ass scrubs. Nah, man, fuck you. Get the fuck out. Don't talk to me. That's just my opinion. So, SEC, man. They tried to ruin shit. Shout out to the ACC. Got in 2 people. They 11 and 12, but fuck them. We in that bitch. I hope they fucking win both first round games, and I hope they take out the SEC. Fuck them all. But that's all I got on my mind today. So,
why I gotta be fuck them all, man? What Georgia do?
I mean,
I'm just saying, like the one thing I say, man, like the SEC is full of fan bases that just like are ridiculous. But I don't ever really see Georgia fans out here being wild. We don't be saying wild shit. And I get it. You know, we've only just recently hit a evolution of winning. For a while, we were not the team that was winning, so it kind of made it so our fan bases didn't do a whole bunch of wild shit.
Yeah,
like we don't be out here like. Look, man. Last year, I was bitter about us not making the playoffs because I was just like, essentially, we lost 1 game to Alabama in the SEC championship, and because I'm like, if the roles were reversed, Alabama would have got in.
Yeah,
but we were Georgia, not Alabama. So I mean, I know what it is.
like, I mean, who the fucking Tennessee really beat to get this bitch? Penn State, same thing. They ain't really beat no motherfucking body. And then when they played 2 good teams, they got their ass smacked.
I
So,
mean,
like,
first of all, Penn State didn't get their ass smacked.
Against Ohio State, they did. Ohio
so
State
they got ass smacked by 1 team.
Well, Oregon beat them by 8 points.
They beat them by a touchdown.
I mean, so.
And the highest scoring Big Ten championship game of all time.
Well, you know it's going to be high scoring because Oregon's in that bitch. Oregon's going to, man, if they don't win a national championship, failure.
They're not going to win a national championship.
I don't know who's going to beat them.
I'm just telling you, Oregon's not going to win a national championship.
I still don't know who's going to beat them.
I'm just letting you know they're not going to win a national championship.
So I'm going to call it right now. Indiana's going to beat Notre Dame. That's going to be easy. I think SMU's going to beat Penn State. Fuck them. Clemson's going to go into Texas and beat their bitch asses too. And then Ohio State's going to mollywomp Tennessee. And like,
I mean, why Texas got to beat bitch asses though, man? They've only lost to 1 team this year.
And that's the only team they really play. Well, they beat Alabama. I mean, they ain't play nobody. Once again, lopsided conferences, man. They got to go back to conference breakdowns, like two divisions, man. This shit ain't gonna work because it was 2 divisions. Then the ACC wouldn't have had the issues that they had, and the same thing with the Big Ten, and the same thing with the SEC. They got to go to 2 divisions, man, because you have 2 divisions. There's a whole lot of questions that we don't have to answer. You know, like, because it's weird that SMU, Clemson, or Miami didn't play each other the whole season. You know,
I mean, there's like 342 teams in each conference now. So
I mean, I understand that. That's why they got to go back to divisions.
Even with divisions, you still gonna have people not play each other.
Well, but here's the thing: if they were divisions, they would have at least played one of each other. You know, one would have played SMU, one might have played Clemson. But
I mean, you said the might part, and the might part is right
because it's not possible with 2 divisions to go through and 3 teams not play each other. It's just not possible. You know, because 2 are going to be on one side of the bracket. So at the very least, those 2 would definitely play each other, and I think that would have canceled out the whole situation. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm picking Oregon because there's only one team I think that could beat them, and that would be Georgia. And honestly, it depends how long Carson Beck's out, man. The good thing about it is they got to bye. So they don't got to play until motherfucking the 1st. So they got like 3 weeks to get Carson Beck's ass back together. You know, not saying that the rookie ain't good, but the rookie's a rookie. I guess he's a sophomore. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. That's all I'm saying. Like, Shout out to Georgia. Shout out to Clemson. Thank you, Clemson, for giving us the chaos that we need to get Alabama the fuck up out of here. Appreciate you. Because that's all I wanted. After seeing that bullshit, I want chaos. And we got chaos. Last game of the damn night, we got chaos. Which made those motherfuckers have to do what the man said they're going to do. Teams who in the conference championship games will not be heavily penalized for being in a conference championship game. Because he had never said that, Alabama would have been in this bitch.
I got a question though. Like
Yeah.
a serious question. This is what's on your mind?
Yes.
A 20-minute rant about the state of California.
Well, I read it on it for like 10 minutes, but you know, I had to give a little bit more. But yeah, man, that was on my mind. Because I mean, yeah, you're right. Bowl season is bowl season. But I'm just glad that injustice didn't get situated. You know, had Alabama made this shit, I may have tossed everything and been like, fuck this shit. This shit's stupid. But now the fact I actually might want to watch some of these games. Because really, the only other thing I want to watch other than Miami winning, I need Michigan to not score an offensive touchdown and beat the brakes off Alabama. Because I need for everybody to know how sorry Alabama is. So
I don't think Alabama's sorry though, so I don't know if
they lost 24-3 to fucking a sorry ass Oklahoma team.
Once again, I don't think that means they're sorry.
Nah, that means they
In the course of every year, every team plays bad 1 week. Now, a lot of times they play bad against an opponent and still manage to win the game or be close, but it don't change the fact that everybody generally has one.
Well, yeah, and their 1 week was Vanderbilt. So they took an extra one.
Once again, we already established that Vanderbilt wasn't bad this year.
Vanderbilt wasn't. They shouldn't have beat Alabama.
Once again, I just said there's always a game where somebody plays bad, and that can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying, like, hell, talent-wise, Georgia Tech shouldn't be anywhere close to Georgia, but that bitch went to like 3,762 overtimes.
Yeah. After they beat Miami.
Everybody didn't have a bad game, man.
And they beat Miami. So I mean, shit. I'm just happy they're bowl eligible, and that might be the best created game in all these bowl games. Vanderbilt and Georgia Tech, two teams
They
that
call
begin
that
the
the
season.
Smart Bowl. It's the Smart Bowl.
Two teams that nobody expected to be fucking worth anything, and they came through and said, "Fuck all y'all," dropped some middle fingers out, spit on their face, and said, "We out this bitch, and we going to a bowl game." So I'm happy for both. I'm sad that we lost to them, but I'm happy that everybody got to see what Miami saw against them. You know, it just happened to be on national motherfucking TV on ABC. You know, against Miami, they're on ESPN. The world saw that Georgia Tech ain't no bitches. So, but with that being said, thank you for joining us on a brand new episode of 5 Minute Warning. Once again, we're here every Sunday, 9 p.m. until we get done with this chance. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram below. Also, check us out on TikTok. We got some stuff on TikTok doing that stuff. So tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. We'll be back here with you next week. Hopefully AG will be back. He'll get his stuff together and he'll be back with us, you know, because, hey, it's almost Christmas. So I got at least 2 more weeks of humbugging to do, and we're going to make it happen. So with that being said, thank you, Mo B. Thank you, me. Thank you, everybody who listens to us live. Thank you, those who will listen to us on the podcast recorded. We'll do this again next week. All right. As we always sign out, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast at Nugman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Nugman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of